Welcome to today's video. I'm BK and this is Stocks with BK. And today we're taking a look at some basic principles, sayings, rules, whatever you want to call it, that you should kind of know or at least take into account before you start investing. Of course, disclaimer, as I will always say, I am not a financial advisor and investing in the stock market has risk. And I mean real risk. I do not invest anything in the stock market I'm not willing to lose because it comes with risk. And also, I invest for the long term. I know you're going to see a lot of those ads that are like, you should invest for the short term and everything. And you can make money instantly and get rich overnight. That's not really true. Some people sure get lucky and maybe they get out of it, but a lot of those things are scams. Go watch CoffeeZilla. He'll explain it to you. But on this channel, I'm investing $1,000 each month on this new account to show you all how to invest and educate you on what you can do and why you should invest a little each month because the market goes up and down. And if you try to time it, you're not going to luck out. You might get lucky sometimes to be able to put some extra money in, but investing over time is the way to do it. So we're going to look at some basic rules and sayings and just kind of cover the basics. I'm just now starting this channel, this account. I have another investing account, but this one is just for educational purposes to show you all what I'm actually doing. And we're going to start out with $1,000 each month. So at the end of the year, what should our goal be? Well, for me, this is the way I look at it. If you make 10% a year, that's good. That's nothing to be ashamed of or upset about. Yeah, I made over 200% in the last year on my main account, and I've been investing for about 12 or 13 years, and that's amazing. But most years aren't like that. If I can make 30% a year, I'm ecstatic. That's an incredible year. But 10%, that's the goal. Like at least 10%, because that means investing is worth it, especially if you're young and over time you're going to build up and you put in $200, $100. You can start with whatever. But let's look at some sayings. And you know, honestly, you can read books, but I like to just go to images. You can read some quotes and you'll learn a lot. And one that we're going to cover right now, that's not even on the screen right now, is the basic principle of buy low and sell high. If you can just make sure you stick to that, you're winning. Example being, let's say you buy a stock and it goes up 65% tomorrow. And you're like, oh my gosh, that's really good. I don't know if I should keep it long term or if I don't believe in the company for 10 years, should I just sell it? Well, if you sell, you made 65%. That's the point. You're winning and you have to sell to make money. So buy low, sell high. There's also buy high, sell higher. Some things are so good that it may seem high, but 10 years from now it's going to be even higher. Example being, I remember being a kid and hearing the saying that if you'd only invested in Microsoft, if you'd only invested in Costco, if you'd only invested in Apple, well, when I was a kid, if you heard those things, that was the time to still invest in those. And we're going to look at those charts in other videos, but if you look at those stocks, you don't miss the boat on great companies. Great companies are great companies. Example being like Google. Google 7 years ago, you would have got a 7 times return. That's pretty amazing. I'm talking about like you put $10,000 in, you made 70 grand in 7 years. That's pretty incredible. Well, they're a great company. They're still cheap. The stock may look expensive, but you know. Another saying that I kind of have taken from bits and pieces and things is a stock price that is high for a reason. That reason is either speculation out of control or the company's really good. And if a stock is a penny stock, which is like less than $5, less than a dollar, there's a reason it's there too. Either it's a new company or it has no earnings and it may not be going anywhere. So you got to be careful with those. And out of those things gets us to the next video. And if you haven't ever heard anything about it, I'm going to do a whole video on price to earnings ratio and why you should care. But a couple other stock rules or sayings is, this is a long-term thing. Don't time it, be in it for the long haul, and know that this is a way to build wealth. And if you do it over time and you're patient and you do a little bit of money each month, you'll be so much better off than trying to slam in your whole life savings overnight. We're looking for compound interest and passive income, right? Well, we want this passive income to not pay us today, but in like 5 to 10 years. That's how people have gotten pretty much rich off of Tesla and other stocks, and they're not even done yet. So when you invest in what you know too, is another saying. That's a good Warren Buffett saying, and something you should always take into account is that you only invest in something you understand. If you don't understand it, if you can't put a finger on why someone would buy it, why the company has value, then it's probably not a good company to invest in. So if you don't know that Tesla doesn't just sell cars, that's not a good reason to invest in it because their stock price, the reason it's so high is because they're a technology company and in the future they could be in a lot of things. And they have a pretty cool, intelligent leader in Elon Musk, polarizing to be sure. So this is just a look at some of the basic sayings. Do some basic research, but if you're cool with that, go on to the next video before we start the daily investing and check out why PE does matter. Some people think it doesn't, but it does matter, and it helps you identify value in some things that haven't taken off yet that you can get in on the right time. At one point, Tesla was one of these where the PE was really low, and some people argue it's low now. We're going to look at some examples in the next video. I'm BK. Thanks for watching.